little distracted right now because it's snowing outside and I was not expecting snow again. Now that it's here, I can't look away. If you're new, my name is Lanchin. I've never really introduced myself on this channel before, and I make aesthetic videos. I don't know what else to say. What else do you say in an intro? Anyways, with the snow surrounding me, it just gives me such an urge to write down some words right now. I have this amazing view and there's so much going on outside that it just makes a lot go on inside my head. Let's get down to business. My creative space has really it's helped with my creativity so much. If you don't have an aesthetic space, that's your bedroom, living room, anywhere, somewhere in your house, I recommend creating one because it really does wonders for your mind. Just bringing something that you think about, bringing something that you imagine to life is amazing. It's such an amazing thing. And this little space that I created for myself just really inspired me quite a bit. And not only this space, but the books that I've been reading. I've been reading a lot of dark academia books. So I recently decided to start writing a book. There are so many ways to express your creativity. I don't think it should be bound to one thing. I paint. I love to film and make these creations that you're watching, but I have just kind of felt as if there's this story I've wanted to experience within my real life that I've realized isn't going to happen, and it is definitely a dark academia story. I kept thinking on this story ever since I moved to Utah of me kind of meeting this group of friends and just studying literature and just doing like DA things, maybe not the existentialism side of things, just having a really core group of friends. And since I've lived here, I've made no friends. I've just kind of been alone. I decided the other day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write the friends that I've envisioned for myself into reality. I'm gonna write a story. And it's actually going really well, and I feel such a relief just putting my thoughts onto paper in this way. This kind of feels like a abstract way of journaling that just feels a lot more put together, a lot more creative. If you've never considered writing a book just for fun, I recommend giving it a try now. This is your sign to give it a try. Dark academia has gotten such a bad rep, depending on who you're talking to. Some people really love this aesthetic, and some people think that it is very negative and overall not a great thing to romanticize. But I can say that since I have just become enthralled with this aesthetic, it has done nothing but add value to my life. This aesthetic has consistently kept me in a learning state of mind. It has motivated me to read more. I read the classics now. I look up Greek history. I look up philosophy. There's so many different things that I have just learned about because of the DA books that I have read. I go to the library for fun. I write by quill and ink for fun. I consciously make an effort to dress nicer, to thrift items secondhand, and it taught me to embrace my unique qualities, and it led me to writing a book for fun, which is something I never thought I would say. If there's anything that you can take away from this aesthetic, take the positives that I just mentioned, because these truly are the things that most of us value that are in love with DA. The one thing I'll say is that I wish I had a typewriter. I really do. I do enjoy the fact that I'm able to type so fast. That's obviously a huge plus in getting out your thoughts quickly. A typewriter would be very aesthetically pleasing. So if you have yet to read the Iliad, I highly suggest you do. The writing is remarkably poetic, and everything in this book can be used as a quote, and they talk about so many different things eating being one of them. Feasting holds a significant role, and what they say is that eating embodies a consciousness of mortality necessary for the hero's achievement of glory. The emphasis on eating food focuses our attention on the body, on the restoration of vigor and replenishing of ambition. Obviously, reading lots of books is very helpful if you decide that you want to write a novel, but another thing that really just immerses you within an author's writing and their decisions is annotating your favorite books. Even annotating books that aren't great too. You want to do both because you want to see what not to do and what to do. So in The Secret History, annotating this was such a dream because there's so many sayings in here that I love, so many words that are used, so many different ways that show how unreliable the narrator is, and it's very fascinating. Every author writes different, and there's so many things that you can learn just by annotating. You know, it's so interesting. I'm not a writer, but I've been doing lots of research on how you're supposed to write books from a first-person perspective. I've never really been a fan of any other perspective. I find it much more relatable to read it from first person, so that's how I'm writing this story. It's actually been a lot of fun doing research behind writing techniques and how you should express certain things and filter words, learning about all that. I kind of feel like I'm in school. It's a really fun way to get educated on something totally new. And I'm having such a fun time doing it. And it's been great for me because I've been very stressed lately, and this has been the best outlet for me to filter my feelings and emotions, because these feelings and emotions can be filtered out through my storyline, which is a little bit chaotic. And all the stories that I've ever wanted to read, the ones I've been consistently looking for to read again and give me these feelings, I'm now just writing the story that I want to read. And it's actually a lot of fun, and I hope it turns out how I imagine and I can figure out how to do it properly. But I don't know. Cheers to trying new things. The past week that I've spent writing, I literally just read multiple books throughout the day, annotate all of them, and go back to writing. I don't have all physical copies of my favorite books, so I annotate on my Nook as well. It has a highlight feature, and it's really, really handy because it allows you to go back and see everything that you highlighted just on one page. Now, the books that I read specifically don't have to be DA. They just have to be from the first person perspective, because it's just been something I've been struggling with, the way certain words are supposed to be said in order to be past tense, but still remain as the perspective of someone that's telling a story in the future. It seems simple. It is simple, I'm sure, for some, but not for me. So I'm just trying to really pay attention to the words that I'm reading, not so much the story, but just the way the author describes it. thanks so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me during my writing journey, and this gives you a little bit of inspiration to possibly write something yourself and experience the joy that it has truly given me. So I guess that is it for this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one.